All right, so I want to take on a subject that I don't hit too often, but I feel really, really good about. So it's time to go make this happen. I want to talk about marriage. My wife and I have been married for 30 years. I think we have a great marriage. I think she'd say the same thing. And I guess that's what's most important, how we both feel about it. Same thing for anybody listening. So it may look different than somebody else's, and that's not really the thing. It's how do you feel about it with each other. And so anyway, 30 years, been together for 32 years, and she came up with something early on in our marriage that she calls CPR. And I believe if every couple who's listening to this, every married couple who's listening to this, or somebody who's getting married, if you can apply CPR to your marriage, it will solve a lot of challenges, and I think it'll help immensely. Just this CPR. Number one is compromise. Be willing to compromise. It's not about me. It's not about you. It's about us. So how can we build a win-win into a disagreement, okay? And work through those things. How can we have generous assumptions? How can we give a little bit of grace? Compromise. Don't always have to get your way. Because if it's your way and it's not her way, and I'm talking to the guys here, that may not be great. So learn to compromise. And don't worry. Remember, everything I'm talking about is something that you listening, it's not somebody else what they do, it's what you do, because you can't control what the other person does. So compromise. It's valuable. It's exciting. It's maybe not exciting, but it's good. Pursuit, though, is exciting. That's the second one, pursuit. Keep the youngness of your marriage alive, and it has to do nothing with age. Actually, it should get better with maturity. Pursuit, date nights, it's the fire in the marriage. It's the romance, it's intimacy, it's connection. Those things are things you start to lose when you say I do, and then it becomes I'm done, And so in this case, it's an everyday thing. I do every day, and we pursue, and the more we can feel like the other person, our spouse, is really interested in us, wants to be with us, that pursuit has huge benefits. And I guarantee, well, I don't guarantee, but chances are if people are struggling in their marriage, they don't pursue each other. I'm sure they don't pursue each other. They probably don't compromise. And they likely don't respect each other or have lost that respect. Respect, according to Webster, is a feeling of deep admiration for somebody. If you have deep admiration for your spouse, you will certainly treat them in a way that makes them feel honored and respected and admired. And there are different things you can do to respect. One of the things I do is I open the door for my wife. She's perfectly capable of doing it, and sometimes feels uncomfortable because people can see her standing there waiting for me to open the door, but it's more important to her to honor my desire to honor her. And I know some people may disagree with that, but it works for us. She doesn't take out the trash. Actually, my son does, but I wouldn't want her to, because I don't. And this is something we agree upon, and she lets me honor her in that way. Anyway, everybody's going to do these things a little bit differently, but CPR, compromise, pursue, and respect. And that's a winning combination for a great marriage.